Good morning, children. I am Anmol Messi, PGT Physics, Mount Litra Z School, Jhansi. Children, in our previous videos, we started off with dimensions, and I explained you about the various dimensional formulas of various different physical quantities, and in fact, we discussed the uses of dimensions also. So, there were three uses that I told you about dimensions, and the first use was to check the correctness of an equation. So we discussed in detail that how we can check the correctness or verify an equation which is given to us. Now today we are going to discuss the second use related to dimensions, which is to derive a relation between various physical quantities. Now if I say that I have given you a physical quantity force, and you have to derive the expression for force, how will you derive the expression for force? If in case for the first time you have discovered force, or you have found out that there is a physical quantity which is force, and you want to derive a relationship for force, how will you do that? Okay. It is not compulsory that it's a formula is supposed to be mass into acceleration. It could be under root ma also, it could be m upon a also. Then why do we take force is equal to mass into acceleration? Similarly there might be various other questions in your mind, that why do we take pressure is equal to force upon area and not force into area? Similarly, why don't we take velocity is equal to displacement upon time, and instead of that we why don't we take velocity is equal to displacement into time? So there might be many questions in your mind which could be proven right now, and we'll be able to explain very clearly, that you'll be able to understand very clearly that why force is equal to mass into acceleration, or why kinetic energy is equal to half mv square, or maybe various other physical quantities, that how have we derived this relationship between them, and we'll be able to understand how the formulas are developed for various physical quantities. Okay, let us start now. Of dimension is to derive a relation between various physical quantities. I have taken an example for that. Let us discuss a question. This is to derive a relation for centripetal force if it depends on mass, velocity and radius. This is given to us that the formula for centripetal force actually depends on mass, velocity and radius. Now this is our concern, that how are we going to derive the relationship between them, and how would we prove that what exactly the formula for centripetal force is. So let us consider that, as it is given in the question only, that centripetal force depends on mass, velocity and radius. So first of all I have written that force depends on mass, force depends on velocity, force depends on radius. And since we are not familiar with the powers, therefore let us take power A, B and C respectively. If we combine all three of them, all three factors, then we'll get F is proportional to m to the power A, B to the power B and R to the power C. Okay. Now remove this proportionality sign, put a constant k and put an equal to sign over here. Now the final equation that we are getting is F is equal to k m to the power A, B to the power B, R to the power C. Let us name this equation as 1. Whenever ये जो k वाली equation आपकी बन जाएगी, इसको हमेशा हमें 1 मान लेना है. Okay. Now if in case like this is velocity, or if in case there are some expressions of physical quantity which have got complicated expression or complicated formula, then you are supposed to open it one by one, stepwise. But since it is very easy formulas, like for example velocity, we already know that it is displacement upon time. We don't need to derive it further, or we don't need to open the formula in 2 or 3 steps. Therefore I have directly put the dimensions over here. Here for force I have written mlt minus 2. For mass I have written capital M. For velocity I have written lt minus 1, that is displacement upon time. And for radius again I have written L. It is a kind of length. So the powers would become A, B, C. And further if I open the brackets, then the power of mass is m to the power A, L to the power B and this C. So it would become B plus C. Here already L has got a power which is C, and again one more L we are getting whose power is B. So the power would become, for L the power would become B plus C. Base same है, power add होंगी B plus C. Okay. For time it would be T to the power minus B, as I can see over here very clearly that this B would multiply over here and this would become T to the power minus B. Since we are done with the powers, therefore let us compare the powers from both sides. So on left hand side the power of mass is 1, and on right hand side the power of mass is A, therefore A is equal to 1. Similarly, since the power of T over here is minus 2 and over here it is T to the power minus B, therefore minus B is equal to minus 2, that is B is equal to 2. Further, if L to the power B plus C is over here and here L to the power is 1, then B plus C is equal to 1. And since we have already calculated B, we put this value of B over here, then C would become minus 1. So we are done with the values of A, B and C. So we'll finally take the first equation and we'll put the values over there. So for M we'll write 1, for B we'll write 2, and for R we'll write minus 1 respectively from the values of A, B, C. Now I am taking this R over here, that is denominator में मैं उसको ले जा रहा हूँ. Our formula would become F is equal to K mv square upon R. This is the formula for centripetal force. However, I won't be able to remove this K because this is the drawback of dimension, that we won't be able to talk about numbers or constants. Therefore, I won't be able to change the value of this K or put the value of this K. Every expression would contain K because that is the constant. Okay. Now children, this is the second question that we are going to discuss. This is derive a relation for time period of a simple pendulum, given that it depends on length of the pendulum and acceleration due to gravity. Okay. So as you can see here, I have written T is proportional to length and T is proportional to acceleration due to gravity. And since we are unaware of the powers, so I have taken power A and B respectively. Okay. Now what I can do is I can combine both the equations. So I'll get T is proportional to L to the power A, G to the power B. Okay, and if we remove this proportionality sign and we'll put equal to, then we'll have to put a constant also over here, that is K. Okay, further we'll open this expression, that is G. Since it is acceleration due to gravity, but it is a kind of acceleration only, so for acceleration we can write displacement upon time into time. Okay. Now further if we are going to apply dimensions, then it would become, for time we can write m0 l0 t, then k, then for length again I'll write L, for displacement I'll write L, for time both the times I'll write T. So it would become T to the power 2, and if I'll take it up over here, then it would become T to the power minus 2, and when I'll multiply this B, it would become T to the power minus 2B. Now if we compare the powers, we'll get that T to the power minus 2B there, and here T has a power of 1, so we can write minus 2B is equal to 1. Further, B is equal to minus 1 by 2. Okay. Similarly here L has got a power of A plus B, while here L is a power of 0. So A plus B is equal to 0 on comparing, and if we'll put the value of B, that is minus 1 by 2, we'll get A is equal to 1 by 2. Therefore we have got the value of B and A. Now let us put the values in equation 1. So the equation 1 is T is equal to K L to the power A and G to the power B. So on putting the values of A and B that we have calculated, the value of A is 1 by 2, while the value of B is minus 1 by 2. So if we will take this G in denominator, this power would become positive, and if we will take this half common outside, that is in the form of root, then T is equal to K under root L by G would be our expression.